So, hello. Um, yeah, maybe I have some lagging stuff or something, or some strange sound. I tried something new, to stream and record on with the same machine, but because my internet connection is still pretty low, I tried to record it with a second instance of Open Podcast system. Now, yeah. So today I go through my snow texture and variances. Um, okay, let's. I've created a custom preview mesh. I have some bugs because it's UV mapped, and so yeah. I use that later for the TriPlanar mapping to show it. Another thing is, we'll go through this, and we'll show in the end how to use that material we have here inside of SubstancePainter, as a, I don't know, maybe a mask version, a mask material for snow on stones. Okay, let's start here. I started with cells 1 to make these blobby, this inverted blobs for the snow. That I get something like wind trails. Let's first change the object so that you see it better. So that we have one whole texture for each side. It looks like. Let's check the cylinder, or just the high-res plane is better. Okay. Okay, to get these wind lanes and stuff, I'm still not sure. So can change the disorder. But we get a bit of wind stream, bit of noise, so that I get a bit depth into the snow. Let's reduce the height because it was for a lot bigger cube. To get some structure in the snow, I see I have some depth. It's a bit darker blue here because if the light comes and scatters through the snow, it gets some bluish tint. It gives it a bit more icy feeling to it. Now just here I have that first thing. Then I add these crystal nodes, blur them a bit so that I get no sharp edges here on the snow, and then just having a bit of wind direction. I can change that later on, but for now it's or maybe I want to change that so that I get a diagonal wind direction. Okay, let's and then mix them both together with directional warp. Let's preview that first in my preview node here. So you see it's inverted, it's the wrong direction. Here's the inverted node. Where is it? No, that's I blur it again. So I get a bit rounded edges. Give it a bit more natural feeling. But here I go through a gradient map, so to get a bit more valleys, a bit more slopes. Just looks like that here, and it's inverted now, but still not really a snowy thing here. Looks a bit abstract. There I come from here, just level it down, and then I mix it with a simple clouds and blotted clouds so that I don't get some harsh edges. And all this together, I just inverted here my gradient map so that I have the structure mainly on in the valleys, so that I get here some smooth, nice windy curves from the wind, but still having some natural natural snow in the valleys. But on the top, I want to have clear lines of the wind that cuts into the snow. Then I add some smaller details to the top of it, to the top edges, so I break a bit of these noise here, bring a bit noise in, so that these also broken by maybe bigger flakes or stuff, so that I get a bit of something more natural. Maybe there's falling some new snow on it, and bigger flakes, small flakes. So try to make it as generic as possible, but keeping with some natural rules here. Okay, blur it again a bit so that I get rid of these hard edges, and then I mix in smaller details. So just really small pieces that laying on the snow, some really new fallen snow, but it's still not looking really a bit like snow, but because I went here through that. So for my graphs here, my snow graphs, when I just directly put in the normal and just ignore the color, so it's looking like, I don't know, definitely not like, yeah, not that bad, but not like snow. Okay, let's enable back the color. Now I get some more of a snowy feeling, and then add my mask here into it. So what this graph here does, that's a special node. It simply creates a height map and a normal map to really, this is my final input for the height map, to not having just like, oh, I get the height map from here somewhere and the normal from an extra node, and I want to have it all centered. And you see here all these connectors are pretty much connectors here. This is something you can ignore. That's for the in-game engine asset. You see it's the normal. I just separated the blue. I used the blue channel for my roughness and the alpha channel for my height map. That's something I use in the engine to lower the texture count. Okay, but yet now focus here on this stuff here. This is only a level of the snow detail speckles. I don't know what it is. I check it out. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's an extra graph. All the snow detail speckles are just really small pieces. So I break the edges with the warp and simply purl in noise. Go through directional warp to get even more, to break the edges even more. A splatter node to get as much dots as I can, transform them. Why do I transform them? Okay, to increase the tiling, so that the splatter node do not need that much time to recalculate everything. But yeah, and then we have the final output as the height map. So that's my first special node. It's to create that noise of the different flakes layering on top of my snow structure height map. That's also, I use that also for my input for the roughness, to make some flakes more reflective than others to get the sparkling effect. Let's change to a sphere so that you see it even more. One important thing for the snow is that I really keep the normal intensity pretty low, because you have some soft subsurface scattering on snow surfaces, so you won't see the height, the actual height, that much in the model itself. So if I increase the height but still keep the normal low, it still looks like a snowball or something. It's one of the things that snow do. It is have a really high value of subsurface scattering, and I do that by just really having a low normal intensity. Then I go into my snow coloring thing. It's to make that dark bluish valleys. Let's go to the reference. So as you see here, I have my normal input and my height map. I use the normal map with the fake albedo and the height map with the ambient occlusion. The advanced ambient occlusion is simply a mix between cavity and curvature and ambient occlusion. It's pretty simple. I can go to it. Open. It's in my tool, in my preview tools. So I creating a normal, some two curvature maps, one curvature smooth, level both together, and so that they're not that intense. Mix them with the ambient occlusion. Mix them again with the regular curvature, and then export that as my ambient occlusion. Always when I use some graphs, you always see that the resolution is 256 to 256. It's because I always use the parent as my graph size, so you can change this by relative to parent. Change that by relative to parent. You can increase even the texture size if you want to have more resolution. But I keep it always as the parent size, to not having some crazy performance gaps when I use that graphs and have some hidden crazy resolutions there. Okay, let's go back to the snow base. So that's to the coloring. The fake albedo is something I build up because I use two colors. One is for the height, one is for the low color, for the low levels, or for the for the low levels. To giving the fake albedo some colors. Basically, it creates a gradient out of the normal map. To open the reference, you see I always create these two maps, mix them both together, having here a gradient use that as my gradient alpha input and map these two colors to it. Then I have a then I increase I can increase the no, that was I can switch it between the color here, the two color inputs, or just the simple gradient here, using the two cavities, and then output them. Yeah, it's long ago since I created these nodes. I'm sorry if I made some mistakes. I tried to reconstruct everything. Okay, and then yeah, I mix all this together with the uniform color. The uniform color here just mixed with the ambient occlusion. So I have only the bluish darkening color on the deeper parts, and having a bit of detail because of the fake albedo, and output it again. So okay, and then we go to the crazy. I would say that's far by far the biggest crazy magic thing. Why it looks like snow. My snow looks like snow. It's this node here. It's the snow detail. The snow detail just puts in the normal map and add noises to the green to the red and green channel. Let's look what is doing. You see that's the white noise. I used the fast most of the time. I use the fast one. I don't know the difference between the fast and the slow one. Maybe on high resolution you see a difference, or there's some minor small thing. I get the normal map. I split the channels because I only want to change the red and the green channel. The blue channel is always 1, and the alpha channel should be also always 1. But maybe I have some special normal map so that I get the input and put it right into the output and only make changes to the red and green channel. Here just have the noises. I make a transform 2D node to get more variation, more different spots. Then I make another transform 2D. It's a simple rotation or 90 degree. And blend this with an add sub to the initial normal map, because if you know how normal maps work, let's go back to my base normal here. Let's check that, open that one, and just renew the color and increase it. For example, the blue channel is always 1. I don't know why it is like that, but you usually for tangent space normal map you always only uses the red channel and the green channel. The green channel says, okay, when it's green, he manipulates the object normal, the normal map of the object you apply the texture on for that particular UV shell. He checks the normals relative to his on the face, on the UV spot, relative to the rotation of the vertices of that face, and modifies it in X or Y direction of the tangent space. So the tangent space always looks on the UV. It's some space between the model and the texture coordinates, and then he adjusted the normals. That's crazy stuff about matrices and stuff. That goes too much in detail, but if the green channel is black, then it's 90 degree to the bottom or top side depends on the graphic API you use. So like if you use OpenGL, green 1 shows 90 degrees to the bottom, and if you use DirectX, it's like if it's green, it's 90 degrees to the top, and if it's black, it's to the bottom, and if it's 0.5 gray, then it shows to the top. The red, there is no difference between OpenGL and DirectX. If it's red, it shows to the right side. If it's black, it shows to the left side. Or it's different with the green channel. So, and if it's 0.5 gray, it don't show any direction. I think why he left the blue and alpha channel empty is because many game engines have that option that you change it to normal map, or a special import type normal map. I think that the Unreal Engine have that, Unity have that. That's because of he says, okay, the X and Y channel, for example, the red and green channel is like to have more accuracy in the normal map. He split the green channel in two channels. Like everything above 0.5 is in the green channel, and everything below 0.5 is in the red channel. Then the same with the red channel, it goes into the blue and to the alpha channel to have more depth without having much more data per pixel. So you just recalculate the textures to get a better result or more accuracy. Yeah, back to the snow detail. This is why we have add and sub. So the black pixels lowering increase the angle in the negative space, and the white pixels in the positive space. So that's the good thing about add sub. It's like everything above 0.5, the angle gets increased, and everything below 0.5, it's the opposite way. So when we have the opacity is exposed, see here it's like 0.5. It's like at the moment it's pretty low as a default state, but if you increase or decrease, you can do it depending on how you want to look at, how you want the texture to look. Yeah, I think that's basically all. I think you know, I already told that 1,000 times how to expose something. Spread there, expose. That's simple as that. If you want to have a special function, for example, I divide the fake opacity by 5, so to have a slider from 0 to 1, but having less steps in the actual opacity. So mix them all together again, all channels together, and export this as my normal. Let's go into the snow. Okay, that's my snow. Bam. That looks kind of wrong. I don't know what. I've changed anything? Yeah, I increased the normal. I'm sorry. Let's reduce it to 5 again. To have more of this subsurface scattering effect here. Yeah, so I go through that. For the values, I mix these together. For example, here in the directional warp, it's pretty intense because the effect, I want the effect to be pretty visible. All other blends, for example, this one here, this is pretty relatively intensive, but if you look here, that's 0.03, so getting really slight and not that much impact to it, to the texture, to get more small details on it. But now let's go through the TriPlanar mapping. I'll put this down here. Let's pick my, here I have a rounded cube thing. Put it in. You see I have some strange edges and some cuts in the displacement. These are my texture seams. Let's go, and I've already baked some box model informations. Let's go here and just show you how it goes. It's like right click and go to bake model informations, press OK. You have to have a folder where you want to that way you should save the baked files. PNG, have the 16-bit interface, everything's fine. Okay. So what we do is we create a TriPlanar mapping. Okay. He renders them, then the textures again. Type in tree, and then we have the TriPlanar grayscale on TriPlanar color. I want to have the color first. So you see, I have 4 inputs: two grayscale and 2 colored. You see here world space and position map. Let's pick the world space. You see here the UV shells. Check the world space here, and the position is the one above. Put that in, and we want to put that color thing in. Okay, and just so put it in. And the second one, I'm going to have that normal map. So you see now we have it like a TriPlanar texturing. We still have that edge here because we not made a TriPlanar mapping for the grayscale textures. Let's add a now, just space, add this drop down, TriPlanar grayscale again. Put the position map, put the world space normal. First it's the roughness here, and then we use the height. First duplicate it, and the height map, and just put it in, and we have some good TriPlanar mapping. You see there are still some seams. You see, cannot actually make that distortion perfect on these edges here, but I will show you it will work for our for a SubstancePainter, because you do not have displacement and you won't see that edges that much, especially if you have a nice perfect UV without just 90-degree angles and stuff. So I hope everyone knows how the TriPlanar mapping works. It's basically he just creates X to Y and just making the UV space from the position X to Y position. So, and he creates a plane, and projects the texture from left to right, and depending on the facing normals, he projects the texture to it or not, and then he transforms it to the texture space. You see here some crazy distortions, but we don't care at the moment. Let's go and create some inputs for the world space and position map and the world space normals. Color image input. For example, this is we use that as our world space normal world space. So if you make these usages, SubstancePainter recognize where you should use it, where you want to use it, and then he actually just place the right texture in it, the right baked texture in it. Here again, that's not our world space normal, this is our positioning map. Let's check down it. The position map is the top one. So let's change that to position. There it is, position. And shift click and drag it over to assign the textures, the connectors. Then we make some outputs. So the outputs is grayscale or colored, it's not important. But this is our first output, it's for the diffuse. But we can use it for the base color, even for the base color, so it's the same. Let's use that output because we want to have that. Okay, just duplicate it. Just make a new output. Add an item. We say normal map. Usually, SubstancePainter creates the normal map by himself during tangent space and height map information. But yeah, we want to use it for now because we have the map. We output it. Then we make another output. This is for the roughness usage. Keep it always in RGB alpha. I don't know why he do not recognize it if you only use one channel. But yeah, sometimes he gets confused if you have a one channel texture, but only one for the output. Maybe it is possible now, but there were some issue. I don't know again. Yeah, that's the roughness. Oh, I changed the wrong texture, right? No, it's right. Normal roughness. Duplicate it, and I want to have here. I want to have the height informations. Okay, let's change that to height. Okay, so now we have basically all prepared for our output to SubstancePainter, but we have one thing still missing. So we can only export the whole SBS file here. So what we do is creating a new SBS file. We call that TriPlanar snow. And what I do here is I have that TriPlanar snow in the unsafe package. And what I do is I grab my snow here, my snow base. That's with the output. Let's call the outputs how they named it. First go to the snow base. Let us name the outputs, right? This is our base color. So that's not important for now because he knows where to put the maps in SubstancePainter, but it's better to have it clear and yeah, have it a bit organized here. Not output and zero, output and a number. That's our normal map called normal. That's our roughness. And this is our height. So, for example, if you want to use some other things, for example, using that output as a specular or anything else, you can do it like that. So, Substance Designer provides a lot of different output types. But yeah, now we have renamed them, and this is our this call is our position map, and this is our world space normal. Okay, so now here in the side view you see it's everything is nice and organized. We now can just make some, for example, I want to have here I want to have the disorder exposed. That's my disorder. Okay. To later change the snow thing to normal. I don't know if we have a tool for that now, but what I can do is going into the height here. Let's recalculate. Okay, I don't have that because of the TriPlanar mapping. I don't see anything here, but let's make a histogram scan. We say the position to 0.5, so 0.5, and we want to contrast the height of the information, so 0.5 is the middle value of it, and we want to increase or decrease the contrast. Let's expose that too, and we call it contrast. Okay, now we have these things here set up. Now we go and let's close that all down, and I want to put this in my unsaved package here via drag and drop, and that's like close that one, or I keep it open maybe to show you something else now later on. Here I have now my TriPlanar snow, and I say right click, export SBA-R file, and I have my published materials here, and I say that's my it's my SubstancePainter library for SubstancePainter. Let's go to materials, and that's the TriPlanar snow. Save. Save. Okay, I saved my SBS file there because I do not saved it before. Let's start SubstancePainter and import my TriPlanar whatever thing here. Okay, file, open. Where do I have my I think I have some other recent files. Let's take the bench here. I already made something with it, so we want to place, for example, snow on it because we can. So I go to my smart materials, my materials, and type in snow. There's my TriPlanar snow. Just put it in there, and you see he already filled in the right textures, hopefully. Okay. I don't know what he's doing. There's my snow base. I don't know what he's doing. What's doing snow base? Position world space normal. Okay, we don't have a world space normal here, but we can put it in. Yeah, that's the world space normal. Position and world space normal maps. And let's hide everything below. Okay. It seems that they are both basically the same. The one is the SBS file, the other one is my snow. Let's just delete that. Okay, hide everything below to not have some other normal maps. And now increase the contrast. So you see we got some kind of that snow here on that on the table. Now we're going to go with the TriPlanar. So when you see here, that's not really a good asset because it only have some perfect edges here. But let's go to the channels. Here we see the height channel, and we don't have crazy seams here, or he tries to move them around to smooth the edges. So by pressing C, you changing the layers, by the way. Okay. Let's add a black mask. Add a generator, and I want to have like something like from some ground dirt. I think ground dirt is the right one, and we invert it. Oh no, that's not the thing that I'm looking for. With some, yeah, I think the dust one will do it better. So contrast, include amount. Okay. So you see we have some snow from the top side. Let's enable the lower levels again, and we have snow on our table. Okay, I have to say it's not the best one, but okay. And now we want to have an add a paint layer. We say it's multiply. We go to the face detection, tell black, and just we cut the edges out, and we have snow on the top. Okay, maybe we have to overwrite the normals on that place. We don't have the snow. That's only an idea. For example, to use something like TriPlanar mapping. Maybe you can use it on a lot of different parts, or maybe rocks or something else. But you see we have some snow on it. It's really bad asset to show that. But yeah, so this is the way how you can bring your substances into SubstancePainter. There's only one thing I do not touch yet. It is like when you go here, you need to create the library from the settings, and there you have the shelf, and you add a shelf location here. Let's do close this one. Oh, I don't want to save this. If you don't have a project open, you can go to edit settings, and then you can add a shelf, like adding a name and adding a path. You can go through it, and then he creates automatically all these folders. Let's go to where it is, material, and I have my substances here, and I have my published materials, and then he creates all this subfolders automatically. You see I have only published materials here. And then you can go to the materials library here and add your materials. For example, I have some stylized materials here, stylized bricks, stylized wood, stylized rocks. These stylized rocks, for example, are also TriPlanar textures. Let's open something else. Let's do the wall here. Open the wall, and there you see my TriPlanar mapping. It's like a fully TriPlanar mapping. It's a bit of an advanced version. Let's go into the rock structure here. I'm missing some values here. Yeah, I'm missing some values, but anyways, you see it's completely mapped without any seam. You see it's like going over the seam. So with complete different textures. So it would go over a texture seam. They wouldn't have these normals. It's again a bad thing to show it, but yeah, basically that's the talk for today, or the stream for today. I hope you learned something, enjoyed it. I will upload it to YouTube. So, and I think you can watch it again here in the stream, but I will upload a high resolution version on YouTube, so full HD, so that you can actually look more in detail. I don't know how the name of the nodes are, something else what I do here. Yes, I think that was it for today. Hope you enjoyed it, learned something. If you have any feedback, just feel free to write me an email, write me a message on Twitch or on YouTube or wherever. Yeah, thank you and see you next time.